because we put ourselves in remote locations doesn't mean we need to sacrifice some amazing espresso. Check it out. So about 6 or 7 months ago, a company called Outin hit me up and asked if I'd be willing to test out their adventure-inspired portable espresso machine, touting it small, lightweight, powerful, and can make barista-level quality no matter where you happen to find yourself on your adventures. And I, like you, probably thought to yourself, wonder if that's possible. Let's get brewing and find out. As always, I will link it down in the description below for you to find. Full disclosure, full transparency, this was sent to me free of charge to test out, review, provide feedback for them, but at no point did they ask me to say anything. So good or bad, whether they like it or not, I am going to give you my real opinions on the product. All right, first things first, let's talk about what you get in the box. This box is empty because it's all sitting on the desk next to me, and I'm one of those guys that holds on to boxes for far too long, but that is for a different video. Of course, you get your instruction booklet. Hold on to this, it can come in handy. Throw it in your junk drawer, you can find it later. Or, worst case scenario, you can find it online. Easy day. You're gonna get your portable espresso machine, and attached to it is gonna come your portable plastic cup. This is really handy, I like this a lot. You're also gonna have your shower screen, which is different than what you find in your bathroom, believe me. You're also gonna have your ground coffee basket and strainer. Comes apart in 2 pieces. You can put your ground coffees in there, strainer. The water kind of pours through this shower screen. We'll get all of that in a second here. And then you're also gonna get your ground coffee measuring spoon. This is kind of handy. If you lose this, worst case scenario, just measure it as best you can using the cup itself, and everything's good to go. And one of the things that I think is really neat and kind of helps this thing stand out from the crowd and the world of portable espresso makers is this is a 2-in-1 brewer, which means we can go from ground coffee to Nespresso type pods using the adapter that comes with it. You don't have to buy it extra. So if you don't want to take ground coffee on your adventure, you want to grab a couple of Nespresso pods, throw them in your backpack and a bottle of water, you're good to go. You have everything you need for that. Your USB Type-C charging cord. I think it's awesome that we moved to Type-C. It's extra bonus points in my book for this portable espresso maker. I don't have to worry about having a unique proprietary cord that charges this thing up. I can use the same cord that I use to charge my cell phone up. The espresso maker itself is built to be pretty rugged. It comes in 5 different colors. You have teal, a white, a gray, a pink, and then of course you have this earthy green that I really like. It matches the adventure spirit, I think, and I just really like those darker earth tones, and that kind of suits my personality really well. What I can really appreciate about the unit itself is its construction. It's all aluminum. It is rugged powder coated, it's heat resistant powder coated, and waterproof. This thing is gonna withstand just about any environment that you're in and allow you to have that great cup of espresso in any remote location you happen to be. This thing is designed to be thrown into the bottom of a backpack, taken on a hike. Its weatherproof, waterproof rating is IPX4. That's really good for a device like this. And if you're not familiar with what IPX4 is, I'll link the table down below that can kind of walk you through all that. You have a sealed off power button on here. Nice rubber feel to it, good haptic feedback, recessed and sealed off lights as well. And then in the back, you have this covered USB Type-C receptacle. It is a pretty tight fitting rubber cover on there. And then it's going to house your receptacle. Like I said, you're not going to have any water or intrusion in there as well. The top is where you put your water. You have your small vent. You can see that the fill lines are clearly delineated by what you're trying to brew. Of course, that's going to help you make your perfect espresso. Some of my friends that are backpackers and are conscious of weight often worry about how much this thing weighs or the footprint it's going to take up inside their backpack. It weighs 670 grams or just under 1.5 pounds. I think it'd be fairly easy to find a good spot for this in your rig or your backpack and not have to worry about it taking up too much room or adding too much weight. I know the backpackers worry about every gram, and over long hikes that adds up. And like I said, I've been using this and abusing this, and you can hardly tell that there's any wear and tear on the surface itself. And I think it's a testament to its construction and its powder coating. This thing has traveled halfway around the world with me, bumping around on the floorboard of the rig for the last week, in and out of backpacks, cup holders. I've dropped it. It's not normally how I would like to operate my things, but life happens, and it's built to be adventure tough, and I think we're certainly putting it through its paces. But it is holding up surprisingly well. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel like I'm on some sort of cool little cooking show. But instead of cooking, we are brewing coffee. Like I said, this is super easy. Won't take but a couple minutes for the water to heat up and for it to brew. Let me walk you through it step by step. First thing we're gonna do is go ahead and pop our cup that it comes with off of the end of the brewer itself. Unscrew the shower screen and your grounds basket. This is gonna come apart in 2 pieces. Go ahead and put that up That is your shower screen. You can see all the holes and the bumps in there. And then this is our grounds basket. It comes apart in 2 pieces. Let's go ahead and make our grounds center stage. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little measuring cup that comes with your brewer itself and fill that up without making a huge mess if you can. And then you're gonna go ahead and pour it into your grounds basket. What I really like, and hopefully I can show you in a good way, is that the grounds cup, your measuring cup, has a little lip on it. So it fits into your grounds basket perfectly. So you won't spill anything if you just flip it over, hold it, give it a couple of taps, and the grounds will be in there. Then you're gonna go ahead and take the bottom of your measuring cup here, and you're gonna tamp the grounds down in the grounds basket until it's about 80% full. Applying some gentle pressure. I like to twist a little bit. Now we have a nice packed grounds basket. Go ahead and clean the edge up so we get a nice good seal. And that's all there is to it. Go ahead and put your top back on. Press down firmly. You kind of feel that positive retention on the basket itself. It won't come undone. You can flip it upside down. Nice clean setup. You go ahead and put it in your shower screen and screw it onto the bottom of your brewer. All right, the only thing we have to do now is add water, which brings me to my next point. Like I said earlier in the video, you can use cold water. This is straight out of the fridge. It's pretty cold, almost ice cold, or you can use hot water. If you're gonna use cold water, however, you can only brew about 5 cups of coffee before you have to recharge the unit. Just takes a lot of energy to heat that water up. If you use hot or warm water, this will last for over 200 cups. I think that's pretty amazing, pretty awesome. So the choice is yours. We're just gonna pop this top off. All right, so we have our handy fill lines on the inside. We have our max, a 70 milliliter and a 50 milliliter line. For your shots of espresso, they recommend about 50 milliliters. If you're making like an Americano, 70 milliliters is where you wanna go. For these demonstrations, we're gonna go ahead and fill it up to 70 milliliters. Now this is going to bring the temperature up to 198 degrees, which is almost perfect for brewing coffee. Some of the connoisseurs out there will be able to tell you that that's the temperature you want to run across your grounds. And it's going to extract your coffee at 20 bar. That's a pretty high amount of pressure, and that's going to give you that nice rich crema that you guys will see. All right, since we're using cold water, we want to go ahead and press the button for 2 seconds. You're going to hear a beep, and then once the heating cycle is over, you'll hear that second beep. So hopefully this doesn't take too long. This is the part where I go ahead and speed up the video. While you're getting the water nice and hot, you want to try to leave it as vertical as possible so you have that even heating of the water itself. Tilting it from one side to the other could affect how it heats up. So nice and vertical is how we want to leave this unit. We can kind of see as it progresses through the heating cycle, the more the LEDs will light up, starting with the first, the second, now the third. The fourth will indicate that it's almost done, and that second beep is where you want to hold it over the cup so you don't make a huge mess. Now keep in mind, the colder the water is that you put in here, the longer it's going to take to get up to 198 degrees. So if you use room temperature water, this will take less time. We have the coffee coming out. Want to hold it nice and vertical while it's brewing. Go ahead and turn itself off. So as you can see, we have that rich crema on top. This looks like a delicious cup of espresso in the wrong mug, but you get the idea just how easy it is. Cheers. Perfect. That is good. So why do I think that this might be the perfect espresso maker for your adventures? Well, I think it's because of its portable size, lightweight, how many cups of coffee you can make off of one charge, and quite frankly, the ability to make a good cup of espresso just about anywhere. As long as it's charged up and you got a little bit of water and some coffee grounds, you can enjoy this on the trail side when you get to camp after you set up, midday lunch, anything like that. You can have a good cup of espresso. You don't have to bring out your French press or your big brewer, make a ton of coffee. That's gonna lead me into one of the cons of the machine itself, is that it's not gonna be able to brew a full mug of coffee or a big travel mug unless you use 5 brew sessions or make like an Americano where you add some hot water. If you're adding hot water to the device and just kind of funneling it through with some pressure, it's gonna go a little further for you. But like we talked about when we were making the coffee, is that if you're using cold water, you have about 5 brews in it before you have to recharge the battery itself, which doesn't take long to do. It takes about an hour to recharge the device in our experience, using one of our fast chargers or higher wattage chargers. So if you're used to waking up in the morning and trying to have a full mug of coffee, and this is the only coffee maker you want to bring, you might struggle with that a little bit, but there are some alternatives, some options that you can do, and if you're comfortable with that, it's your choice. But in this case, I think the pros might outweigh the cons. This is such a small footprint and lightweight, quick recharging. I have no problem stashing this, as well as my Joule French press that you see behind me to make those larger amounts of coffee. It all just kind of works out, and it's really purpose driven. This will allow me to have a shot of espresso with my lunch on the side of the trail before we hit a little further. I know it's a little bougie, but why shouldn't we be comfortable and enjoy some of the nicer things while we're out there? Hold to charge for a long time. I recharge this thing and then kind of let it sit around for probably a week or two before using it again. Still had the same amount of charge that I left it with, so it's not going to drain very quickly over time. It's super easy to use. You can remember the instructions in your brain. Not a whole lot of pieces, cleans up really easy. Really designed for remote locations in mind. I think it's a good fit for most adventurers out there looking to have a quick cup of espresso that tastes really, really good out there in remote locations. This thing comes in handy. I was in stop traffic for about an hour the other day, and I was able to treat myself to a cup of espresso while I was waiting for traffic to open back up due to a bad accident. And well, sometimes that makes all the difference. So stock price. And for some people, this might fall into the con category of the pros and cons list. I don't have a discount code for you. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that. Like I said, this was just sent to me to review, test out, see if I like it, and provide feedback to them. So it's $149 at the time of filming this video. Like I said, I will drop the link in the description below. You guys can go check it out. But I think for the price tag, you're getting a well-built, high-quality piece of equipment that you can take with you just about anywhere. Now you can also get a whole host of accessories right from Outin on their website, but you can get a carrying case, different adapters for different pods, different espresso type tools, a brewing stand so you can put your cup underneath it, press the button so you don't have to hold it and it will just brew right into the cup as well. And a whole bunch of other things. Go check out their website, see how they're giving back to different communities and different accessories and the innovation they're pouring into their products. I think it's some pretty awesome stuff over there. Go check it out for yourself. So hey, listen, that's it. Super easy, delicious espresso. I hope you dig it as much as we do. And I'll be honest with you, we didn't initially think that it would find a home in our rig. We thought it'd be super handy around the house or maybe to a kid's sporting event or something like that. But it has very quickly become some of our most favorite non-overlanding gear that is now overlanding gear. And I'll just end it with a simple request. Go ahead and brew yourself a cup of delicious coffee and hit that subscribe button for me. Doesn't take but a second, costs you nothing. It's so helpful to us. And I genuinely appreciate all the support on the channel. And as always, can't wait to see you on the trail.